Hi, everybody. The angels wanted me to talk about relationships and how the astronomy and the um, solar flares and CMEs are affecting relationships here on Earth. Um, right now, things are being stirred up to the surface, and we are being forced to deal with old baggage, and even with some of us, things that we thought that we had already dealt with are coming back, and or things that we didn't think we ever needed to deal with are showing up in our dreams or during meditation. um, to make us take another glance or look at it again. And relationships are really, um, I don't really want to say rocky, but they're um, definitely being evaluated right now. And um, the angels say that, if a relationship isn't working for you, be honest about it, be transparent, and discern whether the relationship could be saved. Is it worth saving? Or is it better to just move on and, um, you know, move on to bigger and better things? It's a time where we need to really um, clean house, get rid of extra baggage, get rid of emotions and feelings that are holding us back, get rid of people and jobs and financial expenses that we really don't need, that are holding us back. This is a time for purging. This month, there are two full moons, and between the two full moons, there's a lot of emotions being dredged up. So, the angels are saying, be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Even if you feel that the relationship is not going well for you, remember the other person has feelings too, and that, you know, they might even beg you to stay. That doesn't mean you should. It means you just need to be gentle with them and be kind and be firm. Let them know that it just really isn't working, and you feel that it would be best for you to move on, and just stick to your guns, but be kind about it. And I was pleasantly surprised yesterday. Last year, about this time, I was at a restaurant, and the angels told me to talk to this lady and to tell her some of the things that have happened in my life with my children and things like that, and to tell her that um, I know, and the angels know, that she's going through a difficult time. A year ago, that she had a child who was really, you know, getting near hitting rock bottom. I didn't know, if the child had mental, and this is an adult child, okay? So, um, I didn't know if the adult child had mental illness or um, if they had addictions or what it was, just that they were going to have to hit rock bottom, and that she, the woman, um, needed to let them fend for themselves, needed to just back up and, you know, say, hey, I can no longer enable you. I can no longer continue to help you with things, certain things. I'm here for you because I'm your mother and I love you, but, you know, if you're going to continue this behavior that is toxic to yourself and others around you, I can't help you with that. And so, from the sounds of it, she did that. Although she did help her daughter pay off her truck because she was afraid that the daughter would wind up homeless and have no place to live. And if she owned her truck, at least she could live there and not worry about losing it. So her mother did buy the truck, but after that, she cut her off and said no more. Um, so I saw her yesterday and she was so happy and so excited. She said, my daughter's been clean now for 4 months and everything is going great and she has a good job and she's working so hard and, you know, just so happy and excited. And it's situations like that that um, make myself and the angels happy that we can help and intervene a little bit to give hope and support when it's needed. So that was really nice to see. And there are others who've been coming to me for um, emotional support and relationship advice. And my biggest advice, or the angel's biggest advice, is keep an open mind. Try not to have expectations. Appreciate the good things and don't compare to somebody else or somebody else's. Um, just appreciate what you have and make the best of what you have unless you just can't, you know. It takes two people to make a relationship, and if that's not happening, then, you know, graciously walk away and get on with your life without them. Um, it is so important to have respect, honesty, transparency, um, love, and kindness in a relationship. If you don't have those things, your relationship is not going to work. So, you know, like I said, try not to have expectations when um, here's something the angels brought to my attention today. And I have to agree with them that people would rather. Okay, let me start over again. I had a girlfriend who had girlfriends like myself, and there were three other girlfriends that she had, and all three of them had affairs with her husband. All three of them. Um, he tried to uh, have an affair with me, and I wouldn't hear of it. No way. I couldn't do that to her, and I'll never do that to her, and I couldn't do that to my husband, and no, sorry, you know, put your clothes back on and get away. But she continued to be friends with him even when she knew that they were sleeping with him. She knew that, they were disloyal to her and he was disloyal to her, and she just forgave them and let it go. Not a problem at all. As long as she could see herself as the victim and she was the one who had to forgive the others, she could do that. Now, our relationship broke up because she stole from me. She took, money and other things. And one night she went to the store for me. And when she came back, she said she had no money for me. And I said, well, that's funny. I gave you a 20. You should have, you know, at least $8 left. And this was back in the 80s. So that was quite a bit of money back then. And she swore up and down she did not have any money left. It took every penny that I gave her. And I knew that wasn't right. So I did something that, I probably shouldn't have, but I called a woman at the store who I knew very well. And I asked her what my girlfriend purchased. And she told me that she purchased a lot more than I had asked her to purchase. She purchased toys and candy and crap for her kids. And I, you know, I said to my girlfriend, I said, I needed that money for other things. And I don't mind that you live here for free. I don't mind that you eat here for free. But when I ask you to kindly get, go to the store and get these things for me and bring me back my change, I expect that's what you're going to do because I'm nothing but kind to you. You should be kind to me. And within 2 days, she had packed up her stuff and moved out. And she hasn't spoken to me since then. And people can live with other people doing them wrong, but most people cannot live with themselves doing those people wrong. And a lot of times they'll turn it around on the victim that it's their fault. My second husband molested my daughter, and he spun it around that it was my fault and my daughter's fault and everybody's fault but his own. And my first husband too, he spun everything around, and my mother spun everything around, and my girlfriend, she turned it around that I was mean to her because I expected her to bring my money back. um but and I have a lot of other relationships that things like this have happened, boyfriends, husbands that they would do me wrong, or in my mind they did me wrong, and I would bring it up to them, and boy, they would turn it around on me, and they hated me. They wanted to leave me. They, made my life as miserable as possible because they could not deal with the guilt, and they had to do anything and everything they could, even so far as to throw away our relationship and hurt me as much as they could because they couldn't handle the guilt. So what I'm saying is people like actually being a victim. That puts them in what they feel is a good light, that they're the victim and they have to forgive somebody else, and they're okay with that. In fact, they like to keep those people around who victimize them so they look good and feel good about themselves. But when they do something bad to you, that's when, the guilt comes in, and that will ruin a relationship so quickly. So, just kind of a heads up that if somebody has done something to you and you're upset about it, it's best not to dwell on it, because if you do, they're going to attack you, and they're probably going to want to end the relationship because they can't live with their guilt. And so if it is that you don't want the relationship, then go ahead and zing them. Get get them and tell them that you've done this, and you're a horrible person, and you know how could you do something like this, and that's one way to get rid of them. But if you don't want to get rid of them and you would like to try to work it out, confronting them isn't generally the right way to do it. Setting boundaries and dealing with them in a loving and compassionate way, um, and letting them know you care. But, if it comes up or that you can't totally avoid the subject, try not to put all the blame on them. Just let them know that, you know, this isn't working for me. That has, this thing that happened is affecting me in ways that are bad. Um, I'll deal with it, but I really wish it hadn't happened, and I hope it doesn't happen again. But don't, you know, guilt them, and don't be real nasty about it unless you absolutely have to, because you'll lose them. So, just a heads up there. Um, but remember, when people are uh, treating you badly, gaslighting you, and stealing from you, and talking behind your back, and cheating on you, and they have no respect for you. No respect at all. And if that's the case, walk away. Just walk away. Because if they don't have respect early in the relationship, they're never going to change their ways. They're never going to gain that respect for you that you need them to. So don't stay with somebody who doesn't respect you, or somebody who is incapable of caring or loving, because it's just going to be more of the same. So, those are the messages from the angels. Um, if you like these messages, if you like my channel, please like and subscribe over in the corner. um, and blessings, love, light, namaste, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.